Hey, hello friends. Welcome back to Python on Phone programming series. So in this programming series, we are using Decoder compiler for learning Python programming on mobile phones. This is a free software. And if you haven't installed it, please go to Play Store and install it. And you can use my referral code to enable some of the premium features. So just a disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video of Decoder. I'm just doing it out of interest. So in the previous class, okay, we have discussed about loops in Python. So basically there are two types of loops. One is a while loop and the second one is a for loop. Okay, so in this class, we will discuss a little bit more about these two loops and we'll write some simple, programs, example programs using these two loops. Okay, so first thing first, so here is the entire structure of the loop. You can see here, the while loop, entire structure. And you can see here, the while is actually this while is a keyword in Python. Okay, so this is the keyword in Python, while. And this condition, okay, so this is the condition. So it will be a Boolean value basically. Okay, it can be true or false. So as long as this condition is true, the block, the body of the loop will get executed. This is entirely called body of the loop. Okay, so this thing will get executed as long as this condition is true. Okay, so once this condition is false, okay, so it will go to the else block. And if there is a else block, okay, so we haven't discussed this else block in the extended class, but if you have any else block along with while, that will get executed when this condition becomes false. Okay, so if it is true, this will be get executed continuously. Okay, so that's about it, guys. So once again, this while is a Python keyword and this is our condition. Okay, so we can create, how do we create conditions? Basically, it's basically, it can be a comparison. Okay, so it's basically true or false value. Okay, and this entire thing is called body of the loop, and we need to maintain this indentation here. So you can see here, right? So there is a extra space left here. Okay, so that we need to maintain, because so that it understand it comes under that loop. Okay, similar to our conditions. If when you define a condition, right, you maintain this indentation, right? So similarly here also we need to maintain that indentation. Okay, so moving on to the while, the for loop. So let me show you that. So this is the for loop entire structure. Okay, so once again, this for is a keyword in Python. Okay, and here this is the basically our own iterating the loop. Okay, so we need to use iterable here. Okay, so as I told you, what is iterable? It can be a list, tuple, okay, maybe string as well. Even we can use dictionaries as iterable here. And once again, this is called body of the loop. This entire thing is called body of the loop, and we need to maintain the indentation here as well. Okay, so as long as, again, this is also okay. So as long as we have elements in this iterable object, this loop get executed. Okay, so if this loop completed, naturally, then we will get into this else block. That means even we can attach else with the for loop as well. Okay, so let's say something like you have a iterable object like 1 to 10. Okay, so completing, executing, and the loop get terminated naturally means the loop has to iterate 10 times. That means this body of the loop has to get executed 10 times, then only it will come inside this else block. Okay, so for example, if you have an error or you have some other condition, and in that condition you break this loop, then it will not come inside this else block. Okay, so what I mean by that, we will see some examples. And how do we basically terminate loops, that also we will discuss in this class. So just moving on to our our code editor, which is a decoder. Let me create a new file. Okay, so which is a Python 3 here, loops 2, I will say, create it. Okay, so this is a template code. I will just simply remove this template code. And now let's write, try to, let's write a program to print the stars in the triangle format. Okay, so you might have seen this program so many times, right? So before that, let's write a simple program to display 1 to 10 numbers on the screen. How can we do it? So I will use a for loop here. So for I in range. Okay, so for this range, I will give like 1 comma 11. What will happen here? So if we give this one, so this range function will generate the numbers starting from 1 to 10. Okay, so let's print out those values. And now run this program. See here, we got 1 to 10 as an output here. Okay, now I don't want simply 1 to 10. Okay, instead of that, I want to print stars. Okay, stars in the triangle format, something like this. You might have seen so many times, right? Something like this. Okay, so in the first line, I want 1 star. In the second line, I want 2. In third line, I want 3 stars, something like this. So how can we do it? So let's first try to print the stars. Okay, so instead of giving I here, what I will do is I will just simply say star here. Okay, what will happen? Let's see. So let me close down this add. Here we got the stars, 10 stars totally, 1 star in one line. Okay, but we don't want these 10 stars. We want the triangle format. That means in the first row, I want 1 star. In the second row, I need 2 stars. Okay, so how can we do it? See, if you can multiply, okay, if you can multiply this star with 4, okay, so what will happen? Let's see. See here, we got 4 stars in the every line, right? But we don't want 4 stars in the every line, but we need in the first line we need 1 star. In the second line we need 2 stars. In third line we need 3 stars, right? So that means instead of multiplying this has asterisk symbol with the 4, okay, we need a dynamic value, okay, which will have in the first iteration it should have 1, in the second iteration it should have 2 and 3, 4, so on and so forth, right? If you can get that dynamic value, we will get this triangle format, right? So you might be getting the ideas. We have a variable called I here, which will have the exact values that we are expecting. So let's run this program and see. See, we got the triangle with just 2 lines of code here. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, so try to understand this program, guys. Okay, so if you can get this idea, how this exactly this for loop is working, then you will be able to solve many problems in Python programming. Okay, so this is about this simple program. Let's say, okay, let's say, just assume that you don't want in this format. Okay, so we have 1 star, 10 stars, 3, 4, 5 until 10, right? But let's assume that you want in the reverse order. That means in the first row you want 10 stars, in the second row you want 9 stars, and so on and so forth. How can we do it? So let's extend this program. Okay, I will keep this one as it is. Okay, so I will write another loop here. For I will do something like for I in range. Okay, and I will take the same 1 to 11. Okay, but here I will do one thing. Okay, so instead of star, right? Instead of multiplying this star with the I value, okay, what I will do is I will do 10 minus I. See here, now see what will happen. So that means the first time I value will be 0. So that means 10 minus 0, which means 10 you will get. So asterisk multiplied with 10, that means you will get 10 asterisks in the first row, right? In the second iteration, okay, in the second iteration, what will be the I value? It will be 1. That means 9 minus 1, you will get 9 stars. So run this program and see the output. See here, pretty cool, right? It's very simple actually. Just hardly we wrote 4 lines of code and we are able to generate some beautiful patterns in Python programming. Okay, so similarly, okay, similarly you can do many things. Okay, you can solve many problems using these loops. I hope you understand this for loop, how it is exactly working. if you don't understand, try to write this program multiple times and try to solve this on the paper. And if you have any doubts, please do mention in the comment section below, and I will definitely try to answer your questions. Okay, so this is about the for loop. Let's write this same program with the help of while loop. Okay, with the help of while loop, how can we do it? So if you remember, while loop works based on the conditions. As long as the condition is true, the loop will get executed. Okay, the body of the loop will be get executed, right? So with the help of while, I mean, instead of printing asterisk symbols, I will use some different symbol, maybe like a dollar symbol to print the triangle. Okay, so how can we do it? Let's do one thing. Okay, I will take a variable called count and I will assign value 10 to it. Okay, so I will write a condition saying that if the count is greater than 0, okay, if it is greater than 0, then run this loop. Okay, run this block of code. So here, let's say I will print the dollar symbol here. Okay, so now let's run this one and see the output, what we will see. See here. Oh, so it is going in infinite loop. So that's my mistake. So why it is going into infinite loop? Because we have a condition saying count is greater than 0. So what is the count value? We have 10 here. So that means this loop is, I mean, this is an infinite loop. The count value will always be 10 and we are not modifying it. That's why it will run infinite number of times. That means it will be keep on running. Okay, unless you burn out your computers or a phone memory, otherwise it won't stop. So let's reduce the value, count value by 1. How can we reduce? We can simply say count is equal to count minus 1. Okay, so now what will happen in the first iteration? Okay, in the first iteration, you will have a count value, so which is 10 basically, right? In the first iteration, you will have 10. Okay, so you will get the star printed on the screen, I mean dollar symbol. And after that, in the second line, what you are doing, we are saying count is equal to count minus 1. That means the count value will be 9. Again, it will come to line number 10 and check the condition. So what is the count value now? The count value is 9. Okay, so it will check the condition 9 is greater than 0. It is true or false, it's true. So it will come inside the loop and here it will print the dollar symbol. And again, it will come here. And now what we are doing count is equal to count minus 1. So what is the count value? Count value is 9. And we are saying count is equal to count minus 1. That means we are reducing 1 from the count. So this time the count value will be 9. So similarly, again, after this one, it will go back to line number 10. And here again, we'll check the condition if count is greater than 0 or not. So here the count value is 8, right? So condition is true. It will get executed until the count value is 0. Okay, so let's run this program one more time and see the output. See here. So we got all the dollar symbols in a single, I mean, one dollar symbol in one line, but we want in the triangular format, right? So what we can do is simply, as we have done here, we can simply multiply this one with count directly. See here. Got it, right? So that's how, I mean, that's how we can make use of this while loop and for loop in Python programming. I hope you understand the concept here, guys. I mean, once again, if you have any doubts, please do mention in the comment section below. Okay, so in the next class, we will discuss about there are two concepts called break and continue. Okay, so along with that, we will also discuss about how we can patch this else block with the while loop and for loop as well. Okay, so let's discuss that in the next class. Till then, guys, I mean, take care and please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and please like this video and hit that bell icon as well.